All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are cracking open the owner's manual to your body's most incredible power source. We're talking about fat metabolism, the science behind the endurance engine that just keeps on going.
Okay, so really get a grip on how you produce energy, let's try a cool analogy. Just imagine your body is one of those high-performance hybrid cars, with multiple ways to get its power. So you've basically got two fuel systems. The first one, carbohydrates. Think of these as the electric battery in that hybrid. Pure, instant power for sprints and flooring it off the line. But then, you've got your fats. And folks, this is the big gas tank, the one that's designed for amazing efficiency and just lets you cruise for miles and miles. All right, let's dive a little deeper into this amazing fuel. I mean, what makes fat so perfectly designed for endurance? Why is it the ultimate long-term energy source for us?
So, the sciencey term for fats is lipids. And they have this one really key feature. They don't dissolve in water. Now, that might sound kind of simple, but it's actually a huge deal. It means your body can store all this energy without having to lug around a bunch of extra water weight with it.
And when your body decides to bank some of that energy for later, it's super smart about it. It doesn't just shove lipids away randomly. Nope. It neatly packages them into these super compact molecules called triacylglycerols, or just TAGs for short. You can think of them like perfectly engineered fuel packs, stored away in your fat cells, just waiting for when you need to call on them.
I mean, the efficiency of fat as a fuel source is just, wow. It's incredible. We're talking gram for gram, your body gets more than double the energy from burning fat compared to carbs. It is just unbelievably energy dense.
And check this out. This quote really drives the point home. Because fat is so dense and doesn't need water to be stored, it saves an incredible amount of space. If we had to rely on carbs, which are stored as glycogen for all that long-term energy, we'd be, well, a lot heavier. Imagine that. A 70-kilo person would have to haul around an extra 35 kilos. No thank you. Okay, so we've established we have this huge, super efficient fuel tank, right? But the big question is, how does your body's engine actually get the fuel out of the tank? Let's break down the three-step process your body uses to turn that stored fat into energy you can actually use.
It all boils down to this really slick three-step refining process. First up is lipolysis. That's basically breaking open the fuel canisters to get the goods out. Next is beta-oxidation, where the long fatty acid chains get chopped into smaller, more manageable pieces. And finally, those little pieces get fed into the Krebs cycle. Think of it as the engine's combustion chamber, to produce a ton of ATP, which is the actual energy currency your cells spend. Okay, let's zoom in on that second step, beta-oxidation. This picture here shows it perfectly. See that long fatty acid chain? The process just systematically snips off these little 2-carbon units. To make this stick, we've got a great buzzword for it, bite-sized chopping, because that's literally what the cell is doing, chopping the fuel into bite-sized pieces for the engine.
All right, pop quiz. What's our buzzword for beta-oxidation? Come on, pause and say it out loud. Did you get it? It's bite-sized chopping. Remember that, it's the key step for refining your fat fuel. Okay, so we've got the science down, but how does this actually play out in the real world? When you're out for a run or on a bike, how does your body choose which fuel tank to draw from? This chart here tells the whole story. When you're going all out, like in a sprint, your body hits that electric power button and burns mostly carbs for that instant energy. But when you're cruising at a lower, more moderate intensity, like a steady jog, your body makes a really smart switch. It taps into that huge gas tank and can get up to 90% of its energy from fat. Super efficient, right? It saves the premium fuel for when you really need it. And here's the coolest part, you can actually upgrade your body's engine. With consistent endurance training, you literally become a better fat burner. You build more mitochondria, those are the little fat-burning factories in your muscles, and you ramp up the enzymes you need for that bite-sized chopping. What that means for you is you can go faster for longer, all while using your fat fuel. There's actually a name for this awesome adaptation. It's called carbohydrate sparing, and for any endurance athlete, this is the holy grail. By getting better at tapping into your massive fat reserves, you save your limited high-test carb fuel for when it really counts, like that final push to the finish line. It's the key to avoiding that dreaded feeling of hitting the wall. All right, time for another quick check-in. So what is the main job of fats in our metabolism? Go ahead, pause for a second and think about it. Okay, you got it? It's really two things. One, they're your body's way of storing a ton of energy for the long haul. And two, they are your primary slow and steady fuel for endurance. Okay, let's bring it all home.
we're going to recap the must-know highlights from your body's Metabolic Owner's Manual. These are the key things you absolutely need to remember. Let's do a quick rapid-fire review. So, fat is stored as energy-packed tags. Lipolysis breaks them down. The fatty acids then go through beta-oxidation. That's our bite-sized chopping. From there, they hop into the Krebs cycle to get burned for ATP energy. Oh, and here's a cool little bonus. That leftover glycerol can even be turned into glucose if your body needs it. Look, at the end of the day, getting how your body uses fat is really about understanding its incredible built-in capacity for endurance. This isn't just some boring biochemistry lesson. This is the secret to training smarter, pushing your limits, and going way farther than you ever thought you could. So there you have it. You've just gone through a critical chapter of your body's owner's manual. And now that you have this knowledge about your energy systems, about training, about nutrition, it leaves you with a really interesting question to think about. How are you going to fuel your next journey?